Hey guys, what's up? This is JD again from supergreenspowder.com, and today we have someone really special. She's the main person behind Vegansaurus.com. Her name is Megan. Megan, did I say that right? Is that how you say it? Is that Vegansaurus.com? Cool,
yeah, Vegansaurus.
Cool. All right, so we're very excited to have her. We got some questions for her. Tell us a bit about yourself, Megan. Like, how did you start this whole blog thing? Like, how did you get involved with this?
Actually, it was started by two girls in San Francisco, Laura Beck and this girl, Meve. And It was first just reviews about San Francisco vegan restaurants or vegan options at restaurants. And then, So I found it when I moved to San Francisco. And then I started writing for it shortly after that. And now it's bigger than it was, and we cover like national things and such.
That's great. Are you a vegan yourself?
Yes, I've been a vegan for about 6 years.
Wow, that's great. Yeah, I was just going through your profile, and I guess you actually dislike animal cruelty, and that's what kind of motivated you to get into, being a vegan and I guess adapting that kind of lifestyle. Is that true?
Yeah, exactly. I had been vegetarian for a while because I was against animal cruelty, but I didn't realize about the cruelty in the dairy and egg industry, and they're pretty bad, maybe even worse than the meat industry in regards to animal cruelty.
What? Personally, I heard about how KFC, does their thing with the chickens and stuff. When I was back in Vancouver, they had this whole thing. I don't know. Did you hear about that or not really?
I know KFC is one of the worst. Like PETA has a campaign against them and such. But all those fast food places, I mean, you can't make food that cheap without, cutting corners with how you raise the animals.
Wow. Yeah, that's actually horrible. Like, we saw some of the pictures, and it was just like, I don't know, it was a total turn off. But
yeah, it's pretty disturbing.
It's actually pretty scary. Yeah, you're right. Another thing I wanted to ask you was, because a lot of people, such as myself, I mean, I'm not 100% vegan yet. I mean, I'm definitely trying to change my lifestyle. But what I wanted to know, most people get into it for health reasons. And like, you got into it to obviously make a point to stand for something that you believe in. But you've been doing this for about 6 years, right? Sorry, well, how long was it?
Yeah, 6 years.
6 years. But do you think it has actually helped you, like in a speaking of in a medical point of view kind of thing? Like, do you feel much healthier than you did before you were a vegan?
Definitely. I kind of never get sick.
You never get sick? Awesome.
I don't remember the last time I've been sick. It's been a long time. And, every time I go to the doctor, there are, like, glowing results. And
Sweet.
I always talk about my vegan skin. Everyone says I look younger than I do, but
that's awesome.
Yeah,
I hear a lot of people who, have been, like, vegan for a while. They say that, they're really healthy and they hardly get sick. Like, they don't get colds and this and that. The little diseases, not diseases, but, those little things that you get when the weather changes, I guess.
Yeah, and also for people with, like, high cholesterol or high blood pressure, it's pretty amazing if you do plant-based diet, the stuff that can happen. But I never had a problem with that because I was pretty young when I was vegan. But I know my mom has cholesterol problems, and she's been moving towards a vegan diet, and it's really lowered her cholesterol significantly.
Yeah, that's true. But is she also trying to get into eating more, I guess, more of her greens, I guess? Like turning into
she definitely is, and more like raw food and stuff like that.
Wow. And is she noticing any difference in her well-being and stuff?
Yeah, she said she definitely has more energy, and
cool.
as I said, it helped her cholesterol levels.
Well, that's awesome. I had a question. This is kind of a personal question. I don't know. I just thought of it. This is not even part of the thing, like the interview. But, is there a personal reason why you are, why you became why you're so against animal cruelty? Or is it just something that just you saw on TV and you're like, you know what, I don't want to. I didn't know this is what they were doing to the chickens, or this is what they were doing to the cows, and you're like, I don't like this.
I kind of always leaned that way. Like, even when I was younger, I was pretty, like, sensitive about animals and wanted to be vegetarian when I was really young. And I just also was in human rights activism my whole life, too. I'm pretty, like, empathetic about cruelty and suffering in general, so I extend it to animals, you know?
Yeah, that makes sense. So what made you get involved with the blog? I mean, I kind of understand you and the two people that you mentioned, they kind of have the same, I guess they have the same belief system.
Yeah, we do a lot of ethical blog posts kind of thing.
So were you always a writer? Or
yeah, I've been writing for a while, and I'm a copywriter in advertising. So I was in school for that, and then I found the blog and started writing for them, and it was it's really good practice for copywriting too. And yes, I always kind of was writing.
And it's something that you believe in too, so it's like you're actually adding a lot of value to the rest of the people who are reading it.
Yeah, and I do, you know, I'm already reading about a lot of vegan stuff or like doing a lot of vegan events, so might as well write about it as well, you know.
Nice. What do you, is there someone who inspired you to get into this whole lifestyle, or was it just a animal cruelty thing? Like, was there someone, because obviously I'm assuming that when you first got into it, it was a little bit hard, or was it just a natural thing for you to be like, you know what, I want to just be a vegetarian and that's it?
Well, being a vegetarian, that was pretty easy change for me. I did it when I was about like 19 or something. But to be vegan, I had a friend who was reading Omnivore's Dilemma, that book, and she was telling me, like, it never occurred to me that milk and eggs, you know, was a cruelty issue. And then that book, I guess, explains, you know, what's behind these supposedly organic dairy industry and stuff like that. And so pretty much as soon as I heard about it, I went online and saw all those PETA and Mercy for Animals undercover investigation videos, and I just, it was just pretty shocking, and it was pretty much an overnight transformation. It was harder than giving up meat because I did like cheese and such, and I was never that into meat, but I'm motivated, you know, I feel guilty. I started feeling really guilty if I ate cheese.
Really?
So.
Wow. Yeah. I kind of understand that, actually. A lot of people, when they actually find out how they're getting the things that they are getting, and if there's something wrong there, they do start feeling guilty. I totally understand that.
And those industries are also like, you know, meat and dairy and egg industries are also terrible for the environment, and they have terrible like worker rights relations and human rights violations. So it's kind of all around. Just if you support them, you're contributing to this, you know, pretty oppressive force in the world.
Wow. So as long as they're making their eggs, they don't really care what's going on. Like, it's kind of like those, like the T-shirt things, I guess, they were doing in these third world countries or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, anytime it's a money-making industry, it's going to be, you know, the bottom line is going to be more important than how they're treating the animals. And it's just cheaper to treat them poorly. So
that's true. Wow. What I was like, when I started, you know, I mean, you know, the only thing vegan for me right now, and the reason I'm eating, you know, I'm trying to change my diet is because I want to be healthy. I want to be super cut. Like, I have the worst body type. I'm like the skinny fat guy, you know, like most guys who gain, I don't know, maybe you heard about it. You know, like, we don't gain weight anywhere except in our bellies, and it's
that's weird. I've never heard of that.
Yeah. Like, if you talk to any guy, if you tell them, hey, have you heard of the skinny fat guy, they'll probably start laughing. They'll be like, that's the worst body type. So I was like, you know, I got to change that. I've been going to the gym for the last 10 years, and you gain muscle here and there, but the belly is still there. So I kind of changed my diet for a month and just, you know, started eating a lot of greens and things like that. And I started losing weight, like right in the problem areas, I guess. And that's when I kind of realized I should be, you know, learn more about this stuff. But what my question, absolutely. What I kind of realized, though, was it's kind of hard to, fill yourself. Maybe because I'm a beginner. Do you know what I'm saying? Like for people who are just getting into the vegan lifestyle, do you think it's hard to fill yourself, or you should eat just more than what you're eating, kind of thing? Does that make sense?
Yeah, I've heard people say that they don't feel full if they're eating vegetarian or vegan food. I've never noticed that. Maybe it's if a lot of people
maybe
think,
it's a guy thing. I don't know. Yeah.
Or like some people just end up eating carbs or something, and like instead of vegetables and protein and such. So I guess if you're eating a lot of, there's like potato chips are vegan, so there's plenty of things you can eat that aren't going to fill you up that are still vegan. But if you're being vegan for health reasons, then you should be eating more, vegetables or like plant-based proteins. So that should fill you up more.
Yeah, that makes sense, because I think it's what really fills you up. Like I was just doing some research and talking to a few people here and there. They said it's the carbs, and the only thing is if you're drinking a little bit of, I don't know, green juice or some kind of mix, whatever recipe, have some special carb recipe, you just got to do it a little bit more than usual. And I guess for guys like me, because I like to go to the gym and stuff. I was talking to a bodybuilder. He's actually a vegan bodybuilder, and it seems fit to me. I mean, and he said, just whatever you're eating, just eat a little bit more, and that's all it is. As long as you're eating your beans, he said, you're gonna be fine. I'm like, I'm gonna definitely try that.
I think if you're bodybuilding, you have to eat quite a bit, right?
Yeah, like you need that protein. Actually, that's awesome. That kind of leads into my next question. Do you think, do you go to the gym? Like, do you work out, or are you just on a awesome diet and you're fit and you don't get sick?
I'm not super fit. I run occasionally. My job's kind of crazy, so I don't have time to do much, like going to the gym. But yeah, I've been into running this year, and but I'm not super big on like fitness. I'm thinking more about like health. Like health and weight loss aren't the same thing all the time. So I think just I don't know why, but I don't get sick, but I'm not like super cut or anything.
That's awesome. So I guess what I wanted to know was, when you now that where you're at right now, do you sometimes have cravings? Like you're like, hey man, I really want to eat that pizza. I'm a dude, so I love pizza.
I definitely get cravings.
Really?
I mean, it's usually worse like if you're actually around the food. Like everyone will have, like you said, pizza. Like they order pizza at my work, and like everyone's eating it, and like it's right in my face, and I can't eat it. Yeah. But that happens a lot. But it's just not really. I mean, you can control that. It's not really worth it,
Because the results are way better than actually having that slice of pizza or whatever.
Yeah, definitely. And it's just a temporary thing, as opposed to trying to be healthy or trying to be ethical, Like the craving's going to go away.
Yeah, that's an awesome point that you just made there, that it's temporary, because a lot of people give into, those few minutes of pleasure, I guess, if you want to call it, and then they regret it for like the whole day or the next day or whatever. So
yeah, it's definitely not worth it.
Definitely. What I wanted to know was, do you plan to continue to be a vegan, I guess? Or is it something
I can't imagine not being a vegan, so.
And is it because just of the cruelty reasons, or is it because of both now? Because obviously you started.
Well, now it's like health and it's mostly cruelty, but also just environmental. Like the more you read about the environmental impacts of all the different animal byproducts, it's pretty crazy.